Hello and good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are doing well and all of you are in good health. In today's class, we will discuss Cyber Crisis Management Plan or CCMP. As use of information and communication technologies is increasing for executing organizations' business processes, the hackers and attackers are playing a vital role to deface the organization's websites and portals, defunct the systems and services, steal sensitive data and information, and many more. Cyber crisis refers to situation where the IT systems and services fail to function their stated purpose due to security breach, vulnerabilities, and even misuse leading to cyber attacks affecting organizations' business processes. Cyber crisis management plays a vital role on not only to address the cyber crisis but also apply various proactive measures to protect the IT system and services and ensure their availability and accessibility. Cyber Crisis Management Plan or CCMP provides a strategic framework to protect the IT services and systems, ensure high availability and accessibility, assess and identify the security breaches and risks, response to cybersecurity incidents, restore with the recovery plan, provide training and awareness, and finally to have continuous cybersecurity improvement plan. Now let us discuss the various steps that are involved in cyber crisis management. Cyber crisis management starts with incident identification. An incident may be identified through a customer or through an organization's website or web portal or through an organization's web services. Once an incident has been identified, the incident is to be then notified to the security team. The security team, on receipt of the information regarding the identified incident, makes an initial assessment to decide on whether an incident is a crisis or not. If an incident is not considered as a crisis, then the security team continues with strengthening of the security measures. Else, if the incident is deemed as crisis, then the security team proceeds with classifying the incident into identified categories. Upon successful classification of incident, the following set of actions are to be parallelly performed. Security team to contain the damage and remediate the incident, wherein they are expected to perform post-incident analysis, prepare report, implement strong defense mechanism, and close the incident. Spokespersons are expected to communicate with the stakeholders in order to regain trust. Legal team is expected to consult the regulators for carrying out the investigation along with them. The internal stakeholders are expected to collaborate and cooperate. Now let us discuss cybersecurity business continuity plan. As we have seen that attack can seize up the system you need to run your business, a cybersecurity business continuity plan is crucial for your business to recover quickly. There are a number of cybersecurity risk-based framework that can be used to design, measure, and monitor processes, such as the National Institute of Standards and Technology Cybersecurity Framework, Center for Internet Security Critical Controls, and International Security Forum Standard of Good Practices. Each of these framework includes a structure for creating a response plan, recovery plan, and associated business continuity arrangements. All cybersecurity business continuity plans should include these four elements. Identify critical assets and functions, encrypt sensitive data in transit and in storage to protect it in any case of theft, test your plan and response to ensure plan effectiveness, train other business stakeholders in their responsibilities during a cyber attack. Now let us discuss cybersecurity risk assessment. There are three key components of security risk assessment. It includes threat, vulnerability, and impact. A security risk assessment should identify the threats to the company and then assess how those threats can be exploited. It should also identify all potential vulnerabilities in relation to human resource, processes, and technology, such as information technology systems, operational technology systems, and facilities. And finally, it should consider the impacts of all potential breaches. Now, let us discuss the different types of cybersecurity risk assessment. To start with, environmental security risk assessment. Environmental security risk assessment looks at the risk posed by environmental factors such as weather condition. Human resource security risk assessment. Human resource security risk assessment looks at how vulnerable employees can be to exploitation or theft from the company or customers. Physical security risk assessment. Physical security risk assessment assesses the physical safety of the premises, including access control measures and building lockdown procedures. And finally, financial security risk assessment. Financial security risk assessment assesses how the company is able to meet its financial obligations and protect its asset from predators. Now let us learn how to perform a security risk assessment. A security risk assessment is performed over four identifiable steps that are categorically divided into two identifiable phases. These phases are: gather data about your target audience and then create an action plan that outlines each step along with the sequence of executions. Now let us try and understand the four steps that are involved in a security risk assessment with the help of a neat diagram. This diagram highlights all the steps that are initiated for security risk assessment. It includes identification of the risks, assessment of the risks, treatment of the risks, and then eventually monitoring of the risks. Now let us discuss different types of security controls and their goals in cybersecurity. Identifiably, there are three different types of security controls. These are administrative control, physical control, and technical control. Now let us learn about these three types of security controls in greater detail. To start with, let us try and understand administrative control. Administrative control is a set of security rules, policies, procedures, or guidelines specified by the management to control access and usage of confidential information. It includes all the labels of employees in the organization and determines the privileges granted to them to access the resources. It includes user management, privilege management, employee security, clearance and evaluation, employee training and awareness, and many more. Physical control is a set of security controls implemented physically to prevent unauthorized access to the data. Some examples of physical control are surveillance cameras, biometric systems, identification card, alarm systems, and many more. Technical control. Technical control is to control the access of confidential information over the network using technology. Some examples of technical control are access control mechanisms, firewalls, network authentication, encryption, and many more. Now let us discuss the functions of security controls. To start with, directive controls. Directive controls are the mandatory controls that are implemented to monitor the regulations. It provides guidance that the organizations are required to follow, which includes policies and regulations. Deterrent controls. Deterrent controls are controls that are deployed to discourage the violation of security functions. It helps to reduce chances of a deliberate attack. Deterrent controls help to make intelligent decisions and deter the way that it's not secure to use. Preventive controls. Preventive controls are used in order to prevent or avoid security incidences in the organization. It helps to mitigate unauthorized activities by indulging preventive methods in the organization. Compensating controls. Compensating controls are the alternative methods that support the requirement of actual security control implementation. The role of the compensating control is to provide a similar level of assurance even if the attacker has compromised the actual security control. Moving ahead, let us discuss detective controls. Detective controls are used to detect and alert unauthorized or unwanted activities within the organization. It helps to detect and react to security violations using tools, processes, and best practices. Corrective controls. Corrective controls are used to remediate or mitigate the effect of a security incident. It includes measures to mitigate and prevent the same security incident from reoccurring. Recovery controls. Recovery controls are deployed to recover and restore the operating system to normal condition after the security incidents. Now, these are the 7 functions of security control. Now, this brings us to the end of the 5th session of Unit 4. Thank you very much for your patience listening.